Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're going to be taking a look at Aerith, who is going to be getting her Force Echo and her brand new BT weapon. Not only that, but we also have Zack, who is going to be getting his rework and his new FR weapon. Now we're going to take a look at both of these two characters along with their reworks and every change they're going to be getting, and I'm going to let you guys know whether or not you should pull for either of these two very strong and potentially hyped up characters for many players in the upcoming banner. So do let me know down in the comment section below what your plans are going to be. If you're going to be pulling for Aerith and or Zack, let me know in the comments. And of course, if you guys do enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for future content, and with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. A big thank you once again to all of my YouTube members for their continuous support. If you ever thought about becoming a member and supporting what I do, you can either click the join button below or the first link in the description of this video for details on becoming a SimplyLost member. And a big thank you to Kev's, Big Mac, and Kazus for the continuous support. Let's continue on to the video. So we'll first start off with Aerith's rework. So her EX buff, Ancient Lineage, adds a 20% HP damage up and a 20% party HP damage up, but to herself it's going to be 40%. Her LD follow-up attack, Seal Evil, increases Brave reduction amount to 200% of attack and increases party Brave gain to 200% of attack. Her HP attack, Seal Evil, deals 20% splash damage after each HP attack. Her FR, now that she is getting FR boards, when used as the main force time, starts off at 180% now. Now, Aerith's BT increases Brave by 999% of own initial Brave, then deals an AoE magic splits HP attack 5 times that doesn't consume Brave, then a 6-hit AoE melee Brave plus an AoE split HP attack 2 times that revives party, heals them by 120% of individuals' max HP, which can exceed their max HP by 20%. It does grant the following: her Holy BT effect, which has no turns, 0 levels to her new White Materials Brilliance overhead, and the Prayer to Save the Planet Gold Frame buff for 4 turns. Now her BT effect provides the following to the party: a 30% Brave damage up and Brave damage cap up, a 20% HP damage up and HP damage cap up, a 20% max HP overflow up, and a 50% Brave gains up. Now her BT effect and overhead dispels whenever a teammate falls below 50% of their max HP or KOs. It revives fallen allies and heals for 120% of their max HP. Her gold frame buff provides the party with a 100% Brave / HP damage resist up. Now her overhead levels increase every time that a character acts. The value is based on HP recovered by Aerith or allies up to 200k, and it does scale with the force time. At 3 levels, after a teammate acts, it deals HP damage to all targets equal to 100% of the stored value, and the value does not go down after the attack, but the level goes back down to 1. Now Zack's rework to his skill 1 deals 3 HP attacks with 20% splash that allows for 150% stolen max Brave overflow and recovers 50% Brave after each HP attack. It triggers twice if the target is targeting Zack. Now his skill 2 deals 6 HP attacks that allows for 150% stolen max Brave overflow, recovers 50% Brave in between HP attacks, and when the enemy is targeting Zack, it triggers his chain / follow-up attack. Now his EX passive adds an 80% Brave damage up, 40% Brave gains up, and a 40% stolen / gained max Brave overflow up. His EX gains more Brave potency, allows for 200% stolen max Brave overflow, and recovers 50% Brave after each HP attack. Now his LD now deals 5 AoE HP attacks. His overhead gains the following based on the levels. Now I'm not going to go over the percentages, but I will at least mention that he is going to be gaining HP damage up, max Brave up, Brave damage up, and then whenever he is attacking an enemy targeting him, he will deal fixed HP damage based on the current HP damage cap. Now with Tidus as his partner, Zack's FR deals an AoE split HP attack 5 times that grants the Brave Shield buff to the party for 6 turns and inflicts the Lock debuff to targets for 4 turns. While active, and when Zack is attacking enemies targeting him, he gains a 50% HP damage up and HP damage cap up. Now his FR conditions are as follows: a 20% increase whenever a teammate takes reduced or absorbs Brave damage, a 40% increase whenever the teammate's HP is healed once per turn, and a 40% increase whenever Zack attacks an enemy targeting self. So let's talk about whether or not you should pull for Zack and or Aerith in the upcoming banners. Now Zack, he is a strong tank with great on-turn damage and coverage. Coverage meaning like the defense potencies that he provides to the team. So like with the rework that he is about to get, he is going to be a very strong add-on to the damage, the overall damage that you are going to be dealing with whatever team setups that you got going on. So like when you take a look at Zack's damage output, it's actually pretty good. And then with his coverage, his overhead does provide the team with Brave damage resist up, HP damage resist up. He does provide the party with Brave Shield as well. And then when we take a look at his BT effect, he makes it so that all AoE damage goes to Zack alone. So you don't have to worry about anybody else taking HP damage. And it also makes him immortal. So whatever AoE damage is going to be going to Zack, you ain't got to worry about it, because so long as that BT effect is active, you're good to go. You ain't got to worry about Jack. And then of course with the Brave Shield, that is also going to help out with reducing Brave damage, and at the same time it's going to help out when it comes to his FR conditions, because with his FR conditions, seeing as how you do gain a 20% increase whenever anybody on the team takes reduced Brave damage, that's easy 20% when it comes to like off turn, which is why I mentioned on this slide that his FR conditions are a mix of both off and on turn increases. So that is going to be your off turn increases. And then for Zack himself, well, I guess like when you take a look at his FR, the conditions, they are not like the highest percentages, but again, you do have to know that his FR is more for is a mixture of both off and on turn increases. So a 40% increase whenever a party member's HP is healed, Zack does provide HP regen, and that does count in increasing the HP damage bonus. And then of course the final one being whenever Zack attacks a target targeting himself, I mean Zack, you're going to have that lock debuff inflicted onto the enemies, because without it, it's going to hurt Zack's overall damage. That is one thing to note whenever you are putting him in team comps. If the enemies are going to be cleansing themselves of debuffs, you do not want to bring Zack onto that team. Yes, his defensive capabilities are nice and everything like that, but the thing is though, like, you are going to lose out on a character who is not going to be dealing the full potential when it comes to his damage. So overall, what do I think about Zack? Is Zack worth pulling for? In my opinion, if you are comfortable with the tanks that we have currently right now, like let's say if you're comfortable with Ruby Conte, who just dropped a few weeks ago, if you're not too worried about coverage when it comes to like AoE damage, then I would say you can probably stick with Ruby Conte and or any other tanks that you currently have. But in my opinion, Zack and a lot of these other tanks, they have their roles as tanks. Yes, they do. They all share a similar thing, which is to reduce or to prevent anybody from dying when it comes to the defensive capabilities. But when you take a look at Zack becomes immortal. Zack directs all AoE attacks to him, and then like his FR is for on and off turn increases. Zack is a very good option. Plus it's Zack, bro. Like, come on. Like, for anybody who is a fan of Zack, you definitely got to pull for his FR. But in all seriousness, Zack is a very strong option to really consider pulling for. I myself am going to be pulling for his FR because I already have his kit maxed out and everything, and like I feel like he is going to be a very strong add-on to my roster of characters. Now for Aerith becomes a very strong support character. For those who may not know what Aerith does, she is able to heal, she is able to brave battery, she is able to revive a teammate, she is able to inflict a debuff that prevents the enemy from granting an any buffs. She also allows it so that she will provide the party with a 100% debuff evasion rate. So yeah, no debuffs on the team whatsoever. And like, she in general with her auras before her BT, I think is a very good auras, and especially because like her Seal Evil buff is able to inflict the enemies with some negative auras as well, with attack down, speed down, and a very good potent defense down as well. So overall, a really good kit. But when it comes to her BT is stupid. Like, her BT effect is the first BT that does not have any turns whatsoever. And not only that, but it also provides her with a brand new overhead and a gold frame buff. Now, this gold frame buff, it is short because it only lasts for 4 turns. But if you wanted to take advantage of it, I would recommend to not spam her skill 1 and or her skill 2, even though her skill 2 is not instant turn rate, but you get what I mean. So that way you can try to keep that gold frame buff as long as possible, because it is a really good gold frame buff, making it so that you do not take any brave or HP damage. Now, when it comes to her overhead value is based on the healing. Now, it doesn't matter if you use healing abilities, it doesn't matter if you have HP regen, like, all of those things count onto adding to the value of that overhead. And once you get that value up very high, then it is actually a very strong attack, especially when you have your force time very high. Like, it does some pretty good damage overall. Like, it does damage during the BT phase, on somebody else's turn, so long as it reaches level 3 on the stacks, or on the level, excuse me, then you're good to go. It will trigger after a party member's action. So overall, what do I, oh, excuse me, and I did want to mention as well the fact that, like, the BT effect does expire whenever anybody goes under 50% of their max HP or below, or if they do get KO'd. So at least right there and then, you already know that, like, if by chance you actually do go down, like, thankfully Aerith's ability is going to trigger, you will lose out on the party-wide effects that you do get out of a BT effect, aside from like the overhead and the gold frame buff and whatnot. But like overall though, like overall in general, like, Aerith is a very strong support character. Like, in my opinion, she is still very much viable on the JP side because her effects are really, really good, and I don't really think that she has fallen off whatsoever on the JP side. And then, like, now that she is going to be getting force boards, her FR Echo with instant turn rate, like, the percentages that she is able to grant, seeing as how it is not a damaging FR Echo, so you are going to get a really, really strong increase in the HP damage bonus percentage as well, not only for like specific character, or not only for her, but also for other characters depending on the conditions for other characters' force time. So do I think Aerith is worth pulling for? In my opinion, yes. She is really good when it comes to her support, the negative effects that she hits the enemy with, and then with her having Force Echo, it's gonna be a really nice bonus whenever you are using other characters' force time. And if she is able to meet those conditions, then you can get yourself a pretty high number on that force time. And with having instant turn rate too, yeah, it's a super convenient thing to have. So I definitely think Aerith is worth pulling for. She is going to be very valuable. I do think that she is still very much viable to this day in JP. So other than that though, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know what your plans are going to be as well. And of course, if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for future content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.